So my partner Lawrence and I like to take Alan on walks. We've just moved to the area and we found a really nice dog walk, so we thought we would take him out again. And we noticed that there were loads of blackberries all ready to be picked on our walk. So me being me, decided to pick as many blackberries as I could, so I could make maybe a really nice pudding out of them or some kind of recipe, because they're so expensive to buy berries now in the supermarket, so you may as well grab them on the walk. And with our little dog Alan, he requires so much energy. He has so much energy, so he requires a lot of exercise. So Lawrence likes to take him out for runs when we go on our walks, and it looks really funny from a distance, so I just thought I'd film some of them running to put into my little video. I'm just picking some more blackberries. I got a few different clips picking blackberries, but yeah, I ended up with quite a few by the end of it. There's Alan, very interested. Here are my blackberries. I think I did pick even more after I filmed this. Oh, hello Alan. Okay, so now I'm going to soak my blackberries in a bowl of water overnight, just to get out any bugs or excess dirt that we don't want in our food. And I only know to do this because I just remember from making blackberry jam with my dad years ago that he soaked it overnight just to make sure there were no bugs or anything in it, so I just thought, well, I might as well do the same. Okay, so I have prepped all my ingredients to make the crumble. So I've got, these are all for the fruit part of the crumble, and these are for the crumbly part of the crumble. And then the cinnamon is to add to it to give it just a bit of extra flavour. But these are the blackberries that I picked. I don't think I'll be using all of them, but I will try and use as many as I can. And the apples are bought from the shop, and yeah, everything else was shop bought, but the blackberries were not, so that gives me a sense of achievement. Okay, so I've got my mixing bowl and I'm just going to be mixing my flour into my butter, and this is the stage where I should have added sugar, but I forgot this until later on in the video, so you'll see what I did instead. But here we are, putting the flour and butter in together to create the nice crumble mixture. But you don't want to overdo it, because if you overdo it, it turns into like more of a dough than a crumble. So I was trying to be very delicate with the crumble to make sure it stayed a crumble and did not turn into a dough. That's about the perfect texture that I was looking for, but my fingers are absolutely smothered in crumble. So the recipe said to put it on a baking tray and actually bake it first for 15 minutes, which I've never done before. I usually just put the raw crumble straight on top and then put the whole thing in the oven, but I wanted to go by my recipe that I found on BBC Good Food and do exactly what it said, step by step. So here's me putting it on a baking tray and into the top section of the gas cooker. I think it was a gas mark 5. So I forgot the caster sugar in the crumble, as you may have noticed, so I just quickly did it now. I just quickly poured it in with the crumble mix that I just put in the oven. So luckily it wasn't hot yet at all, so I quickly grabbed it, mixed the sugar in with it, and I've popped it back in. Just so you know, I haven't missed a step. I just really quickly fixed my mistake of forgetting it. But now I will be moving on to the fruit compote. I think that's what it's called. I don't know, I'm completely copying this recipe on BBC Good Food, but I need to melt these in a pan on the hob, and then I'm going to add my apples and my blackberries and let it all caramelise, and then I'm going to add the cinnamon. So yeah, let's get on with it. So now that that is baking in the oven, I've decided to put my butter and my brown sugar into a saucepan to create the caramelization for the fruit. It's already caramelizing so quickly. I probably could have moved it to a smaller hob. Now I'm adding my apples, which I had already cut ready for my recipe. It began to smell so amazing at this point because I'm about to add the cinnamon, and it just smelled so nice with the apple and cinnamon smells. Now I am going in with my blackberries. Sorry if this video is a little bit choppy. I wanted to chop out any parts that were taking a really long time so that you weren't just waiting around for me for ages. Listen to that sizzle. Ooh. So as the blackberries have caramelized, they've started to become like more and more melted, I suppose. I did actually drain this a little bit before putting it into my pan. Or not my pan, my dish. So I'm putting it into the dish now. I kept some of the juice, but I did drain some of it as it became very juicy from my blackberries. But it still looks very berry. This is how it looks in my Pyrex dish. And now I'm going to be adding in the slightly baked crumble onto the top. Now this is quite a slow process because I wanted it to be spread out completely evenly and covering all of the fruit on top. There's something just so satisfying about doing this, like it's so therapeutic. Now I've finally covered my crumble. This is the finished result. Well, I haven't put it in the oven yet, but this is how it looks so far. But I will record a little bit later and add it onto this video of my partner and I putting it in the oven and adding some custard, because you have to have some custard with your crumble. And we will taste test it and let you know how it tastes. I'm filming it now.
What do you think this moment? moment.
Is it nice?
I don't want to. They won't let me out. They've killed my dog. They're making me eat my own dog. You can imagine.
I swear it's not a dog.
Alan.
That is.
That is. Hit it. Oh, go away, dog. Otherwise you'll be eating them.
Oh. Do you mind? It seems it was successful.
It's so good.
It was incredibly difficult to actually get a response from everyone who tried my crumble, like to say whether they actually really liked it or not. But after I did the video clip, they told me that they did actually really enjoy it. The only downfall with that crumble is because of the blackberries having like loads of those like little seeds. The seeds could be a little bit hard sometimes on your teeth. But other than that, it tasted so delicious. It was definitely a success, I would say. I would give it like an 8 out of 10 if it didn't have the seeds. But you can't really get rid of the seeds because that's how they grow, I suppose. But yeah, if it didn't have like the really hard seeds in your teeth, I would say it would be like a 10 out of 10. But yeah, overall, it was really nice. So if you ever want to go blackberry picking and make something for yourself, I highly recommend the crumble.